We good?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yo, Riddle, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
You talk about my family, man. Let's talk about your family. Oh, wait, you ain't got one because your wife divorced you and took your kids and they don't want to see your bitch ass anymore, huh?
What did you just say?
Yeah, you heard me.
Where
you
are
heard
you?
me, bitch.
Where are you?
I'm here. Come find me.
Dude, you don't get. I'm not gonna beat you up. I'm gonna you up, bro. Where the are you?
All right,
where are you?
Come find me,
Where is
bitch.
he?
Come
Where
on.
are you? Dude, you don't get. I'm gonna smash your face in.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Keep playing games, bro. Keep playing games. I'm gonna you up.
This is Christian Rose, Old Evil, That Damn Coyote, Moonshine, Illinois' favorite son, The Truth, The Bitter Lunatic, a man with so many nicknames even I can't remember them all, proudly representing those damn coyotes, King in the Valley, and you are listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following Sit Down Marks podcast is set for one fall. Introducing first, your heel host that is always helping to spread the good word of wrestling, Dirty Bird. Next up, the co-host from the land of the rattlesnake, Mr. Team Extreme, editor and producer, Primo. And finally, your co-host, straight out of your mama's kitchen, driver of the grip wagon, straight off a cliff, assistant editor and producer, AJ!
What is going on, people? It's episode number 79 of the Sit Down Marks podcast. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for letting us into your ears today. We really do appreciate it. Thank you, T.W. Ward, the voice of Memphis Wrestling, as usual. And I want to say welcome to AJ today because me and him are riding this horse, so to speak, probably off a cliff during this episode here. But we're taking the reins today as Primo is a little under the weather, and also Michael was supposed to be here, and he was he's in the process of moving, so he don't have all his parts together yet. So
all his parts
in one place,
like a eunuch.
Seen a lot of this guy lately. The two-time Kurt Angle champion. What's going on, AJ? How you doing, brother?
Mwah.
Nice, pretty Spirit Pro shirt you got on today.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this. We had quite the time over this weekend. Also, we're gonna see Griff Grifferson at the bottom of said cliff that you were talking about because I drove him off there myself.
So me and AJ are going to take the reins of this thing and walk you through. There's a ton of wrestling to talk about. Holy shit, this weekend of wrestling, AJ. I mean, locally here Thursday night we got AAW, running, and then AEW2 in Chicago. We got WWE Clash at the Castle this weekend. NXT Worlds Collide locally. Yeah, AAW, our local independent promotion's got a big show called Destination Chicago on Thursday night. But man, just a ton of wrestling to talk about, and the Chicago wrestling scene is going to be really hot this weekend.
It's like Mania week for Chicago this week because all the things are happening up there. Like everything, an hour and a half away from us. Just all the stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. And, it's going to be a big time up there. So looking forward to it. So I want to thank all our sponsors, too, and everybody listening right now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, all the podcast platforms. Thank you to Thomas Bryce, of course, over at SportzWire Online Radio, who runs the show each and every week. We appreciate it, and throughout the week. If you enjoy the pod, if you like it, if you don't like it, please leave us a review. Those go a long way in helping us do things for the podcast. So we also want to thank Jet Designs for sponsoring the podcast today. Jet Designs, JET Designs. All right.
Who does Jet Design swear that I look like? Someone. I can't remember who now. But so cool story, AJ. Yeah, I'm gonna move on.
All right. Move on. Here we go. Let's see if we looks like we might have a little run in here on Primo. Let's see. How you doing, Primo? You back with us?
I do believe
Look
I'm
at
back
that.
with us.
There he
boys.
is. That sickness can't hold you down.
It sure can't.
I really wanted to read your notes too.
You still can. You can read my headlines. Go ahead.
Started off the show with Grayson Waller picking up a victory over Apollo Crews.
God, you sound like my uncle reading that. It's like,
That
All right.
sounded like nothing like you.
perfect time to bring Primo in here because I was just about to ask, man. Let's see what the old jukebox has for us so we can talk about some wrestling today. Let's see what he's got.
Jukity box.
Hello, Jukity Box.
My name is Finley, and I love to fight.
We got to steal that soundbite, that first little, my name is Finley.
The
My
originator.
name is Primo, and I love to fight.
The originator of the old Donnybrook fucking match.
Oh,
Good
that's
old
good
fashioned
stuff, man.
Donnybrook. Fit Finley. Talk about someone who is both awesome and shit at the same time.
right. Like, yeah.
Do you guys remember like his Road Warrior jacket that he used to wear? It had like this, like one side of spikes.
Sure.
And like he
sure.
ran out of budget for the other shoulder.
Shillelagh, the whole nine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Fit Finley.
It was decent stuff. Oh, Fit Finley. And then, now his son's wrestling, We got another, I found out over the weekend that Dempsey kid from NXT was Regal's son, right?
Yeah,
right.
Regal's
That's
son.
right.
Yeah.
Get in there, Dempsey.
It makes sense once they tell you, right?
It makes a
you're
lot of sense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. But
There's a lot of family connections going on this week. We had my boy Nick Namath's brother was on AEW. Fucking awesome.
Your boy Dolph's
Dolph.
brother, Nick. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Nick.
Awesome.
Nick is
Nick
Dolph.
is-
Yeah.
Ryan.
Ryan. Is
That's
his brother.
right. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Looks exactly like him. It's weird.
Yes, they do. Like, yeah, you can't. They no denying that one. He looks like
Yeah.
young Dolph when he just came in when he was doing the introduce himself to everybody gimmick. I'm Dolph Ziggler. I remember he was doing that.
Which I like that. It made me laugh. That was before the Spirit Squad, right? Before he effectively ruined his career.
All right, so let's see what's in the headlines here. AJ, you going to attempt Primo, or is Primo going to play himself here?
Go for it.
In the headlines, today is 8/31/22 for all you marks out there.
You make me sound like a dweeb.
It's Kurt Angle doing an impression of you. I'm Primo. I'm going to do the headlines. Okay, I'm going to be serious because this first one's really sad. And then I'll pass it off to you. You can do your headlines.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Joe Doring's brain cancer has returned. Keep him in your thoughts as he goes through this tough time. I did read that, and that did make me sad. I don't like brain cancer. No one likes brain cancer.
That's
obviously.
rough.
It is. Like, it's back. Like, he went through it all, and he's like, oh, okay, good. Cancer free. Beat it. And now it's back.
Yeah, it's another
God
battle,
fucking
man.
damn it.
That one's, that one's touchy, man. Your brain. You know what I mean? So, yeah, all the best to Joe Doring. He's entertaining to me, man. You know what I mean?
I like Joe Doring.
Yeah, I mean,
you're high on his facial expression.
Yeah, man. I love how he sells with his face and don't sell with his face. It's great. You know what I mean?
As the case may be.
All at the same time. So yeah, man. Hopefully, thoughts and prayers to that dude, man. Hopefully he can kick its ass again and come back.
Okay. All right. Well, these are the headlines for August 31st. That's today for all you marks out there. As of August 31st, that would be today, actually. WWE Clash at the Castle has sold 62,594 tickets.
Out of how many? Where are they? Where is the
Cardiff?
Cardiff, but is there like a soccer stadium in Cardiff?
Yes, I would imagine.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of a stupid question.
Yeah.
I mean, they play
It's
soccer
a giant tennis arena.
It's like saying, are there football fields in Texas? Like,
Right.
Yeah, there's one or two.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I mean, that's pretty respectable. I mean, it'll probably get close to 70 before they're done. I imagine it's a big deal over there. They don't go over a whole lot. So
Well, if Vince was still in charge, that number would be like 107,000.
So it's being held in Cardiff at Principality Stadium.
Cardiff Principality Stadium.
And Principality's capacity is 74,000. So they're only 10,000 off the mark.
They'll sell that in the next few days, I bet. People love it over there, and they don't get much opportunity to see. When's the last time they had a main roster WWE show over there?
In the EU before COVID.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Remember back in the day, they would go there, like they'd always have a pay-per-view over there.
Yeah, like what a year would be over there.
They would, yeah, because they'd always have the phone booths on the stage.
Yes, in the little car.
The cars, the stacked buses,
right.
The double deckers.
And D'Lo Brown would go around and just mark out to like fucking Westminster Abbey and fucking Revolution and stuff.
Walking around shaking his head. Yeah. AEW has removed all their DVDs that were for sale from the Pro Wrestling Tees website.
Do people still buy DVDs?
Physical
Absolutely,
media?
they do. We talked to Jay Repsol. You see all those he had?
Yeah, that's
true. Maybe it's a sign of an upcoming streaming partnership.
I hope so.
Yeah,
just whatever it is. Here's $10 a month. Go.
I'll still buy certain ones.
Me
like
too.
The other day, I ran across the Ultimate Fighter original season on DVD.
Interesting.
Used for like $12, and I was like, "That's a win."
Did you buy it though?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
I don't even know.
Forrest and Stephen Bonner.
I have ESPN Plus.
Shoot.
I don't have a DVD player anymore.
I do too, but yeah.
Debbie does Dallas. We're talking.
Sunny side up. Now.
Yeah, right. So, Roman Reigns has officially reached 2 years as the Universal Champion. He tweeted the following: "A run like never before, success in every single measure and in every category. This is what the top of the mountain looks like, so acknowledge and appreciate it."
I mean, it's
you there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me.
So acknowledge him.
It is a cool milestone, but never been seen before. We've seen it several times.
Oh yeah, he's probably talking about like his dominance in the modern era.
I mean, has he ever heard of Hulk Hogan or Bruno Sammartino, who had it for like 30 years? Oh fuck! How long did Bob Backlund have it that first time? Like 5 years?
Quite a while.
But it's Bob Backlund,
Enough
and he's
that
terrible.
We say his name a lot, so
he never ate marijuana.
Via Fightful, AEW's 2.0, which is whatever the fucking names are now. I forgot what their names are. They're like
Jersey
Happy
Shore guys,
and Mad Dog Vachon, and you know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
You want a piece of me?
Yeah, that guy.
Anyway, they have signed contract extensions with AEW.
Nice.
And lastly, speaking of AEW, via Busted Open today, Tony Khan says that tonight's Dynamite in Chicago will be the most eventful go-home show he's ever been a part of. That's big.
Teaser.
Someone's debuting tonight. That's my guess, is that there's going to be a debut.
They also announced that Casino ladder match for Sunday at All Out, which has a Joker in it. So,
Who's left other than Bray? Who's left that would make you pop?
Other than Bray?
Yeah.
That would make me pop?
No, that would make me pop?
Like, it would make you pop hard. Like, what free agents left out there that's, because everybody's kind of pairing up and...
Yeah.
Like, in this or in the ladder match? Like, just to show up tonight? Or, like
either way.
Like, organically? Or to show up as a Joker?
Like, who could they sign that...
Either way.
Would make...
I like Nick Aldis.
But I wouldn't pop that hard for Nick Aldis.
I mean, I'd be like, that's pretty dope.
I'd be pretty excited.
What if it was like Kevin Owens?
Excited.
Like, what if it's someone who's like contract with WWE ended today, and they're like, immediately, like Rick Rude did.
They're like, we said no fucking contract tampering. We weren't talking about us.
Yeah, not us.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah,
Bray would be the only one that I can.
Because Bray's the biggest unsigned at the moment.
Shinsuke.
Everybody says he's going back.
Matt Cardona.
That would be cool.
He's popped up there before, though.
I would say Shinsuke. When was the last time Shinsuke was on TV?
Cody Rhodes flips back. He
Luke
said, "You guys have gone a little crazy since I left."
Yep.
All right, well, that is it for the headlines for today. That is August 31st, 2022.
All right. AJ, what you got for us in AJ's segment of the week?
We have... where is that? There it is.
No segment this week.
I got this keychain. Look at that little guy.
What's the project? Product?
Roddy Piper. I got
This is a good spot.
Remember this book? We read the I Can Read the Poem.
I downloaded it on Kindle Unlimited.
Did you really? It's so fucking funny. Shall I compare thee to a summer's pain? Brilliant. Yeah, no, I have nothing this week. It was a busy fucking week. And
yes, it was.
The thing that I wanted to do did not come in the mail. So there will be next week. Yes.
All right. Time to talk about what we're going to talk about. I am the Dirty Bird. All right, so it was an absolute great time last week at Iron Spirit Pro. So AJ and I are going to talk about that shortly, and we're going to predict AEW All Out. We're going to predict WWE Clash at the Castle. We're going to predict NXT Worlds Collide, as all three cards are this weekend on amongst others. And also today we're going to review WrestleMania 31 ladder match in AJ's last pick of the month from his favorite Intercontinental title matches. And lastly, Michael wasn't able to join us, but the game goes on. Primo and AJ are going to square off in a game of squared circle questions. So as usual, we're going to be a fun pod, man. We got a lot to talk about, boys. This was fun, man. I always like these preview cards because I always like to see how where we're going to go for these. So let's get this thing started, Primo. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Enthusiasm.
This is Levi Cooper.
Hey, this is Buck Nasty, Bucky Collins.
This is Big Beef.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw, and you're listening.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
So I have a quick question.
Fire away, buddy.
How is Trevor Outlaw? Do we have any update on?
Yeah, he's back. He's back. I don't know if he's wrestling too much yet, but he's back.
You know,
I think he's starting to.
I missed that son of a bitch.
Yeah, y'all need to lock horns here. We need to get him back to talk to him. So, all right. So here's where a little segment in the show, kind of like, like in the old days, AJ, when you read a newspaper, right? And there'd be a little section on the back of the newspaper that said errors from last week, or corrections.
Corrections, yeah.
Corrections, right, from last week. Okay, well, this is the section of the pod where we're going to have to go back and do a correction. So,
oh God, what did we fuck up?
We were called out last week by some people that listened to the pod, being Dreamwave wrestlers and owner himself, Jay Repsol.
Fucking hell! What did we do?
Oh, we way undershot the gates. We didn't give them enough respect. Yeah, I'm not any good at this. And like I said, we were sitting over in the corner. We way undershot. We underestimated the stand room. That's for sure, man.
What?
But I think I'm sorry.
We said what? 350?
We said 350, man, and they were busting our balls, man, and because they actually sold over 500 tickets.
Fuck right off. Did they? That doesn't surprise me, actually.
No,
the show was so awesome.
The place was packed, and it was so awesome. But I told him, I said, "Look, man," I said, "I'm awful at this." Yeah, it was fun, man. He was giving a shit. I was like, "But we will correct it on the next pod next week."
Over 500. At the next one, I'm going to get one of those like little umpire counter things, and I will take fucking attendance at the door, so we don't make that mistake again.
That was good shit, man. That was funny. So
good for that. Over 500. That's fantastic.
Oh, that makes me so happy, man.
Yeah.
It was absolutely great. Yeah. But yeah, man, awesome, man. Congrats to Dreamwave, man. Excited for the big show coming up here, October the 8th. So, All right, AJ, let's talk about last weekend, man. We had Iron Spirit Pro at the Sweet Corn Circus in Normal, Illinois. This was a show where we set up in the middle of downtown Normal, and people come, and there's thousands of people, tons of vendors there, and we happened to we put on a show between 1 and 2. We ended up putting on, I think, about 4 or 5 matches. And it ended up being, we got to talk about our big show coming up at the Connie Link Amphitheater on September the 10th. But what a really cool weekend. What a really cool experience to have like the ring set up out in the middle of the street, and it was a really cool view. It was pretty amazing. AJ, tell me about your thoughts on the weekend.
So, well, first of all, I was working the booth most of the time, so like we had our own vendor table set up with tent and everything. So I didn't get to see a lot of the action because I was probably 200 feet away from the ring. But I will say there were people all the way back to our booth watching the show. And we were a long ways away. There were a lot of people. And a little Dirty Bird, you need to give yourself a little pat on the back there, because you took over announcing duties for the day and fucking knocked it out of the park. We could hear you because we were, selling tickets and T-shirts and stuff, and we could hear you popping the crowd all the way back there, and it was a big crowd too. So congratulations, that was fantastic.
Thank you, man. It was quite the experience. I'm really loving doing this ring announcing, and hopefully there's a lot more of this coming up. But yeah, it was cool, man. To jump in the ring with a microphone, you turn around and there's 800 people looking at you, 600 people, 800 roughly
directly at you. I heard him whispering too.
Yeah.
What's he gonna say?
It was fun, man. To do that, and we did a lot of because that's what this was all about, man. Getting our name out there, promoting. AJ, you can vouch to, man. Half the people that stopped by, thought we were from Chicago or somewhere. I'm like, no, we're based out of right here in Bloomington, Normal, man. So that was cool to kind of get our name out there. Yeah,
these are one of the T-shirts you could buy, by the way. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah. And if you're watching right now on YouTube, we got the card up on the screen here, or the match, the show posters. What I'm trying to say.
There you go.
www.ironspiritpro.com is where you can get tickets, or you can go to Iron Spirit Pro, any of their social media, and check out the card. I'm expecting a big weekend. There was a lot of people that are going to come to the Connie Link Amphitheater. It's going to be a bring your own chair, bring your own blanket type of deal. The ring's going to be set up where the stage normally is, so that's going to be kind of cool. And I'm just looking forward to it, man. And
it's going to be a cool show. We sold, Jared and I sold a lot. Oh, by the way, hi Jared. We sold a lot of tickets, so it's going to be a fun time. Everyone should come.
Yeah, Jared, our buddy, another guy that helps us put together the ring, the things that Primo should be doing, but he lives in states away, so whatever.
Yeah, he's like our Bloomington Primo.
yeah, but Jared's awesome, man. He works hard for us, helping get the name out there. It's the company's growing, man, and we got a lot of compliments. The guys put on a heck of a show. They love Corn Boy. Hartenbauer was a heel that day, and he had the crowd. Yeah, he had the crowd working out of his hands, man. It was good stuff, man. It was a great card, and thanks everybody for coming. And I'm hoping a lot of people will come check us out because last outdoor of the show of the year, and then we're moving back to the community center. Our home, so to speak. So look forward to it, man. And it's going to be fun, man. I'm excited for it.
Crowd loved Corn Boy, by the way. Jesus Christ. That man is over.
They did. And shout out to Drip, too. Drip was the guy that, had to wrestle Corn Boy, and he did his job, man. It was awesome. It was his first match with us in Iron Spirit Pro, and me and, it made AJ and us happy because
I popped it was kind of for Drip.
Yeah, it was huge for him. He's been doing it right, man. This guy's been showing up show after show after show, putting together the ring, putting it back, like basically doing just about everything we do except for unloading it and loading it at back at where we keep the ring at. But
he's a Black and Brave graduate too, right?
Yeah, he sure is.
Any promoters out there, Drip Devlin, book him. He's awesome.
Yeah, man. He's a hardworking kid too, man. So I was excited. So it was kind of like our first guy we kind of seen get a shot here growing up in the, and he was a heel, and he came out with a shirt that said "I hate corn."
I hate corn.
If you're heeling at a corn circus festival, right? Right? He did it, man. It's awesome. So, all right, let's move on, man. We got a lot to talk about here. AJ, let's get to Dynamite, man.
Let us get to Dynamite. AEW Dynamite, to be precise. A couple of things I want to talk about. First of all, I want to talk about the Chris Jericho and Daniel Garcia segment. Just because Daniel Garcia, going forward, will be a member of the Blackpool Combat Club, which fits him fantastically. So it was cool. It was a little repetitive, but it was basically Daniel Garcia was like, how dare you ruin my moment with my hero? Because Daniel Garcia's Bryan Danielson is, his god, basically. And he got to have a match with him, and he has a win over him. And so he was like yelling at Jericho for ruining his moment. And then Bryan Danielson came out, and Jericho and Bryan basically set up a match for All Out, which is Chris Jericho and Bryan Danielson. That's a dream match for me. Like two of my favorites of all time. I can't
wait to see that, man. Yes, please.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go nuts for that match. I don't care how old Jericho is. I don't care if he's slower than he was, 15 years ago or whatever. He's still Chris Jericho, and he's still going to be wrestling Bryan Danielson. So I cannot wait for that match.
Yep, me either, dude.
So we do have Jay Lethal beat Dax Harwood, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is Jay Lethal was talking about who his partners are going to be for the match coming up, and who the fuck is it but the Motor City Machine Guns, one of my favorite tag teams of all fucking time.
Bang, bang.
I love Motor City Machine Guns. So they're going to be joining Jay Lethal. Thank you. Yeah.
Let me tell you what, though. Jay Lethal versus Dax, like, that's my shit right there, man.
That was a great
I love
match.
watching these two guys go at it. They better be careful, though, man. Dax is, he's kind of becoming Uncle Dax, everybody's loving him. You know what I mean? If they better watch it. He might get over a little too much as a single. Not that he's ever going to break up FTR, but
oh God, no.
But you know what I mean? But yeah, he's getting over as a face single for sure.
I mean, yeah. Oh God, yes.
Love
and
him,
I'm
great.
so excited. Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, cannot wait. Awesome. Next segment that I'm just going to talk about because it made me laugh: Billy Gunn versus Colton Gunn. And the only thing I'm going to mention about it is that Colton Gunn got the win by hooving his dad in the dick.
Yes.
It just punched him in the dick, and that's how he got the win, and that made me laugh. Moving on.
Colton was bumping hard, though, for Billy here. Did y'all notice that? Like, he was bumping like...
Yeah, which you think would be the other way around.
Right,
My son gets in the ring with me. He better bust his ass.
Better bump for me, right? Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, because I know I'm going to be the professional, right? But if I'm your daddy, I'm definitely like going to show everyone I'm not taking it. I'm going to take it extra hard on you.
Yeah, like I'm going to fucking put you through the lumps, so to speak.
Yeah, right. Billy was visibly exhausted after this match. You could tell he was a little gassed. Like, yeah, he was visibly winded.
Yes, but I mean, it was the best. It was my favorite Billy Gunn match that I think I've seen in, ever really, and mainly it's because it entertained me to watch him get punched in the dick. So moving on to what everyone has been talking about, which is kind of like a non-starter a little bit.
Sure.
And that is Jon Moxley versus CM Punk. What did you guys think of this squash?
I think that he's obviously not 100%, and it was and this is what I think. It's a theory of, I haven't really seen this anywhere else, so I haven't looked either, but I think his recovery isn't going as well as he thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
So he did this real quick so that way they could make Moxley the official 2-time, and
I think
and Punk can go really heel.
So I think there are two reasons they did this. One is for the reasons you just said, and two, I think it was a little bit of Punk being like, okay, everyone's saying that I refuse to like put over other stars, but I'm not. So here I go. I'll go get squashed by Moxley and put him over as the champ to kind of like not shore up his reputation, but kind of like ease the tension that's been brewing backstage at AEW.
Sure.
In any case, I think it was the right result. Like, I don't think Punk should have won.
Yeah.
I was like, when it happened, I was like, oh, I was a little surprised. But then I was more surprised of all 2 minutes that it took.
Yeah. Oh, it was a squash. Like, it was an absolute squash.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the, the sale of the foot, idea, to kind of give Punk more time, and like I said, it gets the interim label off of Moxley. And he's like the champion now too. But another thing I loved about this spot, I love that Moxley kind of showing no mercy. Like once he saw Punk was hurt, foot and that stuff, like he immediately just jumped on him like
he went for it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna, I like wounded prey, I guess what I'm trying to say. But yeah. It was, I like that idea.
And I know you're not like the biggest Moxley fan.
No,
but I do like
that.
Him. Because he's never been, ever since he got to AEW, he's never been a face. He's always been anti-hero, which those are like the best characters to me, or like the tweeners. Only Moxley does it to perfection. Like he does tweener better than anyone outside of Bryan Danielson. Like he's the only other one. Seth Rollins, maybe. But yeah, so I was surprised and I liked it. I liked the result.
Yeah, I did too.
Okay, so up next, holy fucking shit. Lest anyone forget, this gentleman is a member of Glue Factory Wrestling. I know we haven't talked about our promotions in a while, but we have Death Triangle versus Will Ospreay and Aussie Open. Oh, this match. Good Lord. It was just...
offense.
Yep, yeah, it was
now,
spots. Just spots. Spots and spots.
I thoroughly enjoyed it because I am definitely a consumer of the spots. I liked it, and dude, just Ospreay and Aussie Open, and then I was calling for trios championships like way back with Death Triangle, and I was so happy to see that. Even though they didn't win, but
yes, they didn't. However, but now we get the Elite,
right?
So we basically get Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay,
right?
Yeah,
that match is just going to
championship idea though. Just unnecessary.
Yeah, but
it's like a factions title. Is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
But it's basically without the free road rule. I mean,
yeah.
They just gave it they gave the third member a title.
I think maybe I'd be all right if they didn't just have already just introduced another single not long ago. You know what I mean? They're just like, you get a title, you get a title, you get a title.
Are you quoting Oprah right now?
No.
Yes, you are.
Who is that?
You get a belt. You get a belt.
Oh, man.
You get a concussion.
We talking about Ricky Starks yet?
No, not yet, because that is... Right now, actually, we can talk about Ricky Starks if you want to. Ricky Starks is fucking awesome.
Man, his promos are so good right now.
He is so good.
God, he's crushing it.
He's amazing.
I think that now that MJF is gone and Ethan Page hasn't done anything for a while, he's the best young talker on the whole show.
I don't see how you argue that.
No, like he's so good. Like it's what I like best about his promos is he's obviously it's wrestling, but he's like believable when he says it. Like a couple of weeks ago when he was like, it's always, not my time, not time. When's it my time? Like he was actually like being like,
right.
It felt real.
It's real, yeah.
Yeah.
So
like passionate and fiery at the same time.
Yeah. Like I loved him as a heel, but I feel like I'm gonna love him even more as a fucking babyface. So good on you, Ricky Stark. He's so awesome.
I'm so happy about it. Like I've
Hell
been
yeah.
stoked.
That promo was so fire.
It is. Like I was kind of hoping you were gonna play it at the beginning of the show today.
Yeah, I actually, not gonna lie, because okay, so after little behind baseball here, after the pod, the first show I watch every week is Dynamite after the pod.
Mm-hmm.
So I forget a lot of things between like the time that I watch Dynamite until the time I start producing the intro for the next episode.
I see how it is. But yeah, so that was Dynamite. We can move on to Rampage now. House of Black versus Dark Order. House of Black got the win. Blah blah blah.
Johnny Hungy.
I love Johnny Hungy. So Wardlow versus Ryan Nemeth. The only reason I want to mention this is because Ryan Nemeth is it's Dolph Ziggler. Like that's all it is Dolph Ziggler. As a jobber. Like Dolph Ziggler is kind of a jobber.
He's a bestseller.
Yes, he is. It's funny. Like we'll get into this later, but we're talking about Dolph Ziggler and Cody Rhodes and Bryan Danielson, and we're going to talk about. We talked about Jon Moxley. These are all guys that are in the match that we reviewed today.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it's just interesting to see where they all went with their careers. I skipped this next match. Sammy Guevara and Tay Mello versus Ortiz and Ruby Soho because I just can't stand the sight of Sammy Guevara. I can't.
Nothing need to be talked about there.
Nope. So, main event, Claudio Castagnoli versus Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah.
What a great fucking... Dustin Rhodes is in his mid-50s.
Yeah. Let's pause on this, man.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Let's talk about this, man, because this is what I want to talk about too, man. And this is what I was watching while I watched this match, man. Like... I mean, Dustin, he's getting in legend status, and he's getting in he's timeless. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like we all think Gold Dust, from the 90s and all that stuff. Now, okay, but let me just say this, okay? When I was watching this match, I thought, man, look at Dustin Rhodes. Still got it, still hungry, still going hard, going in this match. Nobody in the fucking world knew Dustin Rhodes was going to win, right?
No, everyone knew he was going to lose.
No, but not necessarily in this particular scenario, but I just feel like I hope at some point that Dustin wins a belt, be it by accident, like one of these matches or something, like something to I don't know, just to
he wins and he's just like, oh shit.
Yeah. He's just like, oh my God, I'm the Mid-Atlantic AEW champ.
I didn't mean to do that. Damn it.
I'm the TNT champ now. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like somebody comes over and screws over Wardlow when he's having a match, and he's laying there, and the crowd's like, oh my God, you know what I mean?
It's just like, oh fuck. Well, I guess I am the natural.
I just want to know how Dustin Rhodes is younger now than he was 15 years ago. Because he moves.
DDP yoga.
It's got to be DDP yoga.
Yeah, I think that. I think drug
laid
free.
off of the.
Yeah, he got.
Yeah. And last thing, and I feel like this way too. I think AEW rejuvenated him. Kind of rebirthed him. Kind of.
Anytime he was in WWE, they started just using him as like the old act. Back to the old act we'll call to when we need something.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, Goldust, go out there and be weird and then lose.
Yeah. You talk about wrestlers these days, guys they need to look up to, like, know what I mean? A
lot of people don't even a lot of people don't realize, what he was doing, early 90s, late 80s,
Yeah. Maybe if they see, him on the network or something, or Peacock, you know what I mean? But
go back to that, I think it's Bash at the Beach or Great American Bash, one of the two. I used to own this VHS, right? It's the one I told you about with Harlem Heat and the Nasty Boys where they have the food fight.
Oh,
On the same one, Dustin Rhodes he has this like hay bale match in the back of a moving trailer.
Yes. Oh, the blacktop. Brawl.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was dangerous as shit.
That was fucking stupid.
Yeah, it was. All right,
I loved it.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Anything else for Rampage?
Claudio Castagnoli got the win, because of course he did. Nope, that's all I got.
All right, let's pick this AEW All Out card. Let's make some predictions here, AJ.
Holy fuck, this is a stacked goddamn card.
Now this one's Sunday night, correct? Yeah.
Yes, Sunday.
Okay.
So we didn't talk about this, but Thunder Rosa had to relinquish her title due to injury. So they're doing another interim women's world championship. And it's going to be Toni Storm versus Britt Baker versus Jamie Hayter versus Hikaru Shida. Who do you guys have?
Say the participants again. Toni Storm, Hikaru Shida,
Jamie Hayter, and Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Ooh, they're going to give it to Storm.
I'm going to go Britt Baker.
I mean, honestly, should be a 2-time?
Yeah, 2-time.
I think, let me go Hikaru Shida.
You know what, though? Like,
I'm going to go Shida.
Are all three of us going different right now?
Yeah, we are.
Here's what I would like. I feel like they're going to give it to Storm, but I would honestly kind of like Britt Baker to take it back because, dude, I'm a fan of Thunder Rosa, but
she didn't elevate
Britt Baker elevated the women's division a lot more.
Yeah. Thunder Rosa kind of quiet with it.
Yeah. Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, that could be booking too. I'm sorry, go ahead.
She hasn't had really any good feuds. Like the title is just kind of there. Like.
I think Jamie and Britt are going to screw each other over somehow. So that's the only reason I'm going with Shida. Tony, not yet. That's my pick.
So we can all agree that Jamie Hayter has no shot at it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So up next, TBS Championship. Jade Cargill versus Athena. I am going to say Athena for this one.
What?
No, Jade. Come on, Jade. Streak ain't getting broken yet.
I think it will, and I think they'll have a rematch, and it'll be awesome. And then Jade will win the rematch.
When is the next
pay-per-view?
Which one is this? All Out? What's next? Full Gear?
I think so. November.
Yeah, November.
So it's either Jade loses on Sunday or she holds it till November. She go till November though.
That'll be a year.
I think Jade keeps it.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's going to be Athena.
I like Athena. We know that, but I just don't see it yet.
Okay, well.
I agree with DB. I don't think the streak's ready to be broken yet.
I think you guys are wrong and foolish. So, up next we have...
Well, you're the champ right now, so...
Yeah, goddamn right I am. Mwah. So
that means you can call us peasants foolish.
That's exactly what that means, you bunch of groundlings.
Easy. 3-time champ.
but not current champ.
Current.
Right now you're a one-time loser. Up next we have the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus the Acclaimed.
Man, I would love to see the Acclaimed get it right now, but I don't know.
I'm gonna stick with Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee.
I want to pick Keith and Swerve just because it hasn't been that long.
No,
but the Acclaimed are kind of hot, man. I don't know. Like this might be a good pop here if they get it. Fuck it, I'm going to Acclaimed.
But they're like on the downside of being hot. Like they're still way up here, but they're like
sure. So I'm gonna go Smazzy Smaz and Swerve in Our Glory retains, but only because fucking Ass Boys. Because there's no build to this. They just showed up.
Yeah, they're just like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're most likely going to be involved somehow.
Which neither of those teams really deserve a title shot.
Right.
Like the ass boys certainly don't. Fuck off, guns, you pieces of shit.
They are genetically gifted and very athletic. They're good.
They are, but they haven't earned anything yet. They've been in mid-card feuds on.
I feel like that's how we feel about every child of wrestlers that we like grew up with. We're just like, what the fuck do you know, kid?
There, I will say the exceptions are Bray Wyatt and Michael McGillicuddy. I don't fucking know.
Curtis Axel.
Ted DiBiase Jr. Oh my God, what a shitty bunch of workers those kids turned out to be. So up next, AEW World Trios Championship Finals. We have the Elite versus Will Ospreay and Aussie Open.
No, I mean, are Ospreay and Aussie Open even actually AEW competitors?
Not really.
Like, are they signed to AEW?
Not really.
So that answers your question.
The smart pick is to go with the guys that have contracts. So
that kind of run the company.
Yeah. That are
stupid belts.
Like none of them have belts right now, which is weird.
So let's create some for ourselves.
Casino ladder match. I don't even know how you pick that. Whoever the Joker is, that's who's gonna win it.
Who else is in it?
No, that's who's going to win it.
Yeah, but who else is in it?
Let's see. There's Miro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I made that up. I don't know if Miro's in it or not.
Let's book. Who could the Joker be? Bray. Who's the free agents? Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a unsigned guy or a surprise. Could be Sir Murder Hawk or somebody.
Casino ladder match winner will earn a future shot at AEW World Championship. The field is Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli.
No.
Ring of Honor Pure Champion Wheeler Yuta.
No.
Penta, Rey Fenix, Roosh, Andrade. Oh! Ito! Dante Martin plus Joker Sting. Just kidding. The Joker.
Actually, I can see Andrade winning that.
Joker Sting.
Joker Sting.
Hell yeah.
Joker Sting is the Joker.
That'd be exciting.
As far as this, I actually like that. What you said, Lance Archer.
Yeah.
I didn't. Because he didn't he do a promo the other week?
Not long about world title
package.
shots and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it's Sir Murder Hawk. Who cares?
I like how I named off those Miro's not even on that list.
No, not even on that list. I'm going to say if it's not the Joker, it could be Andrade.
That's fair.
That is a good pick.
That is a good pick. I agree with you there, actually.
Sure.
Next world title shot? Or future. It just says future world title shot. Yeah, you're not going to give it to Phoenix
Roosh.
or Penta
No.
or Roosh or Dante Martin.
Or Rey Fenix. Like, no.
Or Wheeler or Claudio is already the ROH champ.
Yeah. Although I would shit myself if Claudio actually won it.
No, Rey Fenix kind of tempts me.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Come back. He came back quick from that broken arm, didn't he?
He did, yes.
He did.
Okay, up next we have Jungle Boy versus Christian Cage.
Christian.
You think Christian?
Yeah, not yet. We can't blow it off yet. You can't
Featuring
get revenge yet.
the fourth turn by Luchasaurus.
No, this is the blow off. Yeah,
this is the
big pay per view.
Yeah, but they got to get more than just one big match out of this, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
You know.
Well, I mean, how many?
But they, you got. I guess you do kind of got to think that they got to push it all the way to full gear, probably.
Right.
Plus, they need to pull the trigger on it. Otherwise, people are going to get bored.
Exactly.
With the
I'm already getting to the point to where it's like every week it's like Jungle Boy's in the ring, Christian's in the back.
I'm gonna stick with Christian.
I'm saying Jungle Boy.
I'm gonna go with Jungle Boy, and I really hope that Luchasaurus has a big show like streak of flip flopping back and forth and back and forth. Bigosaurus.
Jungle Boy's going to be a Jungle Man.
Right.
Oh, fucking
negative.
Up next, we have Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho.
Woo-wee.
Can't wait for this match. Cannot wait.
I love. I was just gonna say I would love for Chris Jericho to win just because I'm a mark for him.
Yeah, but he won't. It'll be Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Danielson too.
Yeah, me too. But it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Love it.
Wardlow and FTR versus Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns.
Wardlow and FTR.
It's
gonna be cool to see the Machine Guns, but yeah.
Yep. Same.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, that's the third one we've all agreed on. And then we have Ricky Starks versus Will Hobbs. I'm going Will Hobbs on this one.
Hobbs needs the win. Hobbs makes sense. Ricky's they're going to do a little bit of a climb, I think, with Ricky. So
it's time. Yeah, exactly.
Hobbs too.
It's
Hobbs
time.
going to beat him up for a little while.
It's too early for Ricky to get that big babyface win.
Wait, no, I'm going for Ricky.
Oh, are you? Oh, no.
I wasn't listening to you guys properly. Yes, no.
I was agreeing with you, but I wasn't listening to you.
No, Starks is going to get the win and put this behind him and start pursuing, TNT title.
I think they're going to bust him all the way down and then build him way back up as a babyface.
Yeah, he's already red hot.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure.
But that's what I think. So...
There's no main event, right?
It's the AEW World Championship, Jon Moxley versus TBA.
Find out tonight, I guess.
Yeah, we'll probably find out tonight who's going to defend it against.
Kazuchika Okada.
Oh, shit.
How cool would that match be?
Yeah,
that'd be dope. I mean, Moxley would retain, but that'd be cool.
Well, yeah.
Los Ingonobles.
All three of them?
All three of them.
Yeah.
They're ungovernable.
Yeah.
You can't govern them.
They're ungovernable. Well, so is Jon Moxley.
That's true.
Yeah. Maybe just Saito.
And then they also have Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro versus House of Black.
House of Black.
Yeah, they kind of need a win as a team.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
They're like starting to flirt with that losing too much.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Plus, Darby Allin can take as many pins and it won't matter.
Yeah, Darby's won all the single matches.
Yeah. Well, plus, it's like Darby's thing that he doesn't really care. He just wants to go out there and flop around, and losses never hurt him. He's very much like Hacksaw Jim Duggan in that regard, and the only regard, because obviously the Hacksaw is the worst.
Oh,
just ever. But I love Hacksaw. So that is the entire card.
It's a lot of matches. Is this 10 hours?
Well, those last two are probably, because there's 9 matches, but the last 2 are potential matches, which means a couple of those might get moved to the pre-show, like the Casino Ladder match.
I know that Eddie Kingston's having a pre-show match.
I've got to say, I don't care about Eddie Kingston. I just don't. Is that an unpopular opinion?
Has it has anything to do with the beef that's going on lately, or it's the wrestling?
I'm just kind of
off him now.
Yeah, just kind of off him.
Yeah.
No, because the whole beef that him and Sammy had, they actually fucking adults. It's weird. They didn't bicker or fight about it. They got together face to face, hashed it out, and shook hands. And now it's squashed.
Yeah,
right.
And
now the internet's blown up about it.
Yeah, but that's so refreshing to see, because that never happens in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
If people have beef, real life beef, it'll just go on and on and on. They'll just hate each other. Whereas these two, they're all right, let's just get this out of the way and be done with it.
Well, they put professionalism in front of everything, which they should. Business, you know what I mean? So
I thought that was very cool.
Yeah. So Eddie has kind of fallen off a little bit since the Jericho.
A little bit.
You know what I mean? There. But
I think that hurt him.
That Jericho spot did?
Yeah.
I think that coming out on top.
Yeah. I think he absolutely should have. I mean, as much as I love Claudio getting the win at the Blood and Guts match, and then Jericho winning that feud.
I think the next.
Put a stink on Eddie.
Kingston is going to be Bryan Danielson.
Really?
No.
Why? Why do you think that?
Because they've just sprinkled it in there a lot. They don't like each other. It's the same with Claudio, but
see, does Eddie Kingston like anyone?
Eddie don't like technical wrestlers. He likes brawlers. He don't like technical wrestlers. That's the beef.
See, that's annoying.
But here's the thing though. Like, why do you got to be so okay, I like Eddie Kingston, but what I'm gonna say makes me sound like I don't. But you gotta be so fucking vocal about everybody you don't like.
Like, just shut the fuck up and do your job. Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, I think my thing with Eddie Kingston right now, like I said, I really like him, and I like that he's real, because not a lot of wrestlers are that, and but at the same time, it's almost one-dimensional.
Yes. He's a very flat character,
but he's great. And excellent on the mic.
Yeah, he's outspoken and brash. I mean, I just think that's who he is, and he don't really deny it. It's who he is, and I feel like, if he doesn't like you, he kind of calls it out. Yeah, it does get a little old. It does get a little, okay, we get it. You don't like a lot of people, but
he's like one of those people. He reminds me of like one of those people that will like go to a party specifically to have a bad time. Like go and just bitch about everything.
Ruin somebody's night.
Yeah, like that's kind of the like smack of Eddie Kingston that I get. Just wants to have a bad time.
Yeah.
It's like, don't have a good time. Enjoy your life. You've made it to the big time. Like, who cares if Bryan Danielson's a technical wrestler? Like, shut the fuck up. Or I'm a brawler. I'm from fucking Main Streets. No, you're not. Shut up. Jesus Christ.
Right. Let's move on to WWE, boys. We got, first up, SmackDown. Primo.
Smacking it down, baby.
Was live from Detroit, Michigan. So Drew McIntyre, guys, has been getting a lot of shine here lately. He got basically a 2-part documentary during the show. If you didn't know the story of Drew McIntyre, they decided to reintroduce him of everything he's been through. You know, being the golden boy, getting cut, 3-man band, yada, yada, hitting the indies, he's back, you know, all that story to kind of retell his story. Does this make you believe any more or less that he might have more of a shot to beat Roman in his alleged, like, kind of home turf?
No. I don't think he'll win, nor should he win, but I still liked the story. I liked the story.
Right, but does this kind of like, all right, we're reintroducing the stories. This kind of make you move the meter here.
What DB is saying. Oh, sorry, DB. I was just going to say what you were saying was if you were at 1% before, does it move you to 3%?
Does it make you think more of?
No.
You? No.
Yeah,
they were talking.
no.
We were,
okay.
Okay.
I thought you were trying to find words.
We were both asking you.
I was asking you. No. Okay. Cool.
For me though, I think that it makes. I do think they're trying really hard to make the casual viewer way more invested, which is probably working.
Yeah. Because they're going to his turf, his town.
And honestly, I wouldn't be mad if Drew won.
I wouldn't either. I think it would be the wrong decision, but I also wouldn't be mad about it because I really like Drew. I do.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Drew, and
plus he never got that.
He would get. That's the thing. That's the one that gets me.
Yeah,
he would get a fucking mega pop.
It would be CM Punk returning in Chicago.
Yeah,
he would be crying in the middle of the ring. Like it would be insane. The pop he would get.
That's the reason why I can kind of see him winning, because he missed out on his big pop when he won the title during COVID. Like they didn't even have the Thunderdome,
which I hate for that. Yeah, it was just quiet. You could hear everything.
Yeah, it was. They just canceled WrestleMania. Jesus Christ! But so I can, I can see it happening. I'm like talking myself into like wanting that now,
right?
It would be cool.
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't be mad at it. And now they're talking about revamping the titles too, like changing up, the way they look.
Yeah, I saw that, dude. Man,
yeah,
I love you, Triple H. Like,
I know he's doing all the right stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Really, the one little thing that I love, and I don't know if we're going to talk about this, but I'm just going to throw it out here right now. It's tiny, and I fucking love it, and it's indicative of the difference between Vince McMahon and Triple H. Austin Theory and Matt Riddle. He gave them their names back. Like, that is so small, but the fact that Vince McMahon is like, no, you're Riddle.
I was watching this video not too long ago, and it was from a wrestling content creator. But basically the video was like, okay, they took away Theory's first name, and they basically made him non-existent to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
If you type in Theory into Google, you're going to get definition for the word theory. You'll probably get Theory of a Dead Man, the band. You'll get all kinds of theory things, and none of them will be him, the wrestler. Unless you type in WWE Theory, but if you type in Austin Theory, there you go.
There you go. Yep.
Theory is also contemporary clothing for women.
You don't even get... yeah.
There's Orange Theory. There's
but like that first name is that important, It makes him more marketable. Plus, that's like, isn't that his real name?
Austin Theory?
Oh, Austin.
He's not even on the first page if you just put Theory, by the way.
His first name is Austin.
Austin White.
Austin White. There you go. Yeah, but it's cool, man. Glad to see Triple H doing these things. So next up, we had Sonya and Natty. They win the second chance tag team title match that they put together, but then they immediately after that lose to Raquel and Aaliyah. So Raquel and Aaliyah advance to the finals. Excuse me. Funny spot. Roman gives Sami Zayn another chance to prove himself if he can beat Drew McIntyre later. I'm loving this honorary Oos stuff, man, for sure.
Honorary Oos is so gold.
It's so, yeah, it's like he's just selling it so well.
Yeah.
New Day cuts a promo. Kind of had me on the brink here for a second. No, I didn't fart in the chair. So
because you're the twos and we.
They're wrong. You didn't say New Day.
Speaking of twos,
that sounded
New Day.
Really, yeah. New Day. So they kind of cut a promo that they're hitting like they're going to be done, maybe going to break up, but it was basically just a trap to ambush the Viking Raiders.
Yeah.
Maximum Male Models.
Hold on. Let's rewind real quick.
If we must.
I know, must we?
I know, well, that's the thing. That's the thing. I love the New Day.
But you love Igor and...
No, that's the thing. Like
Shoshana, or whatever the other one's name is.
You don't like this program. Nobody does.
Nobody. And I just never liked the Viking Raiders.
No.
I'm not going to get behind... You're not real Vikings. I'm not going to get behind that. I'm never going to get behind that.
I like War Machine in New Japan.
I don't like any team where they have stupid names that are meant to sound tough, like Igor or Ivar. What is his fucking name?
You asked this
Eric and Ivar.
Eric and I, because that's how much I don't care. I cannot be bothered to remember their names.
It's just they're very talented and they're athletic as hell. They're actually a really good tag team. I just don't like their gimmick.
No, I can't. I can't be bothered. Like, I hate it.
All right, so Maximum Male Models.
Speaking of things I hate,
they write "Hit Row sucks" on their tour bus, but it turns out to be the Street Profits tour bus.
What are they even doing there?
Yeah, I don't know. So they're starting the feud, I guess, so to speak. They also announced that next week is Roman's 2-year reign as champion. They will have a celebration for said reign. And then what? I would say main event was Drew did beat Sami Zayn. Then he gets ambushed by Roman. They beat him with chairs. The show goes off with Roman tell us that this industry runs off of him.
Dude,
basically cutting them.
beat the tar out of Drew.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of.
And I saw the aftermath picture. Yes.
Yeah, it was all over social media.
Also, how cool of a shot is that when they put the chair right over his throat and Roman sat on it?
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking on the camera. That's just a boss shot.
It is.
Yeah.
That's an I own you kind of shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's kind of talking in the camera as the show went off.
Who's the one that said Roman isn't a needle mover? Was it Dutch Mantel that said that? I can't remember who said it.
I don't remember.
But I kind of agree with that statement. Like, the longer his reign goes on, and don't get me wrong, like, he's awesome. But the company has not been better off with him at the helm of it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. The only thing I'm worried about is like him saying that he signed this new contract with less dates. I just feel like he's not going to be champ very much if it's less dates.
Yeah.
They're going to use him as an attraction.
I think
I think he's earned that status. Like, I don't think he'll ever be a Brock Lesnar type draw. But no one is a Brock Lesnar type draw. He's Brock fucking Lesnar. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're in agreement that he's reached a certain level, a tier.
It's like, yeah, and it's like, this is the ceiling. You will go no higher than this.
But as fans and as a company, it would be smart to put a champion on the show every week.
Always.
And fans want to see that.
Yes.
Regardless of who it is. Like,
sure.
Unless it's Jinder Mahal.
I like Jinder. Actually, don't hinder Jinder.
You would like Jinder.
The modern day Maharaja.
The third worst champion in history.
I liked his run a lot. I was happy for him.
You are a drunk individual. I mean, I was happy for the guy because by all accounts, he's just a lovely person.
He did the same thing Drew McIntyre did.
Only Drew McIntyre isn't shit.
All right, let's flip to Raw. Raw was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Mysterios are back. Edge and Judgment Day continue their feud.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like Rhea Ripley. They might be kind of centering her as kind of the leader in a way. You know?
Yeah. And
I thought it does seem.
I've seen them say where they're all equals, but at the same time too, they do kind of like. It's almost like she's mom. Like,
they're all equals, plus Damian Priest.
She's like sick of the boys on everybody, you know.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
I personally think is I think that's
that'd
cool.
Be really. That'd be really.
I think that would work better.
Yeah.
I do. Honestly.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Finn. Sorry, Finn.
Also, what do you think about being able to talk down Dominic? Like to put the kendo stick down, Dominic. Like,
yeah.
And he did it, and now we're in this match. So speculation
made her look scary,
and made it look like Dominic's gonna turn.
Yeah, Dominic was talking to Ray, backstage about, I thought this was just about
La
family.
Raza.
Yeah, and he's like, no, Edge is our family, blah blah blah. So yeah, they're starting to lay seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which, fine.
Yeah.
I don't like Dominic, but Judgment Day is lame anyways, so Judgment Day is less than the sum of its parts. Like, you have Finn Balor, who's awesome. You have Rhea Ripley, who's awesome. Damian Priest, he's up and down, but on the whole, I like Damian Priest. But as a faction, it's like, oh, you're lame. All you do is lose. You have
Ed
a cool
said
look.
something on Raw, though. He said something like, Judgment Day, what does that even mean? And I'm like, bro, you named it.
Yeah, you're the one who came up with it, Edge.
Like, I love you, Edge, but you're the one that did that.
Yeah, what does that mean? Tell us. You're the one who came up with it. Yes, silly fucker.
So Asuka, Bianca Belair, and Alexa beat up on 3 local talents getting ready for their match against Bailey and
Pitt's
her
finest.
little faction. Yeah. So speaking of Pitt's finest, Kurt Angle comes out still abbed up as a motherfucker.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I don't understand why he had to come out shirtless.
Yeah. He came out with a shirt. I don't understand either, but a gimmick, I guess. I don't know, but he comes out to a big local hometown "You Suck" pop, of course.
Loved it.
And then later on, the segment was he turned down an offer from the Alpha Academy.
Shush.
That was like the mother of all shushes that Chad Gable had. His face turned like bright red.
This is what I've been waiting for. The Chad and Kurt in the ring at the same time.
Yep.
So, oh god, they're so good.
Profits come out and they beat up the Alpha Academy in a match, and at the end of the match, they end up toasting with start off with what's in the red Solo cup. Kurt says he can't do that and then they switch
he does it anyway
to milk.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of in poor taste, but yeah,
I did too.
That part anyway.
That's like trying to do a toast with like Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, the milk was good.
Yeah, should just did the milk.
I agree. Like I just watched the Kurt Angle A&E doc like a few weeks ago, talking about being a recovering addict.
Right. Yes. Yeah. He's like a recovering everything addict too. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So moving on, you heard at the top of the show the lead-in of Riddle and Rollins in a press conference, or just kind of a sit-down where they talk to each other. And what you heard at the top of the show was allegedly what they wanted to act like was after unscripted, like after the sit-down, the chat had went over. Anyway, they take shots at each other's family, but the funny thing is they were saying fuck a lot and they were beeping it out.
Mm-hmm. And he was calling him bitch a few times.
Yeah, and then I think not long after that is when they showed Titus O'Neil with all these Connor Cure families, like, you know what I mean? Like not long after all this, I'm like, oh, well, that's important. You know?
So they're making it seem all, just like I said when the initial Dexter Lumis thing, but they're making it seem all like it was totally off script, and we apologize for this language and all this shit, bro. If they didn't want you to see it, they would never play it. They would have
took it off.
Also, along with that, they were originally talking when they were on air doing the interview, talking about how they had a parking lot altercation, right? And it was supposedly captured from a fan video.
Yeah,
I'm like, so me and Miss Primo were watching this, Mrs. Primo, and I'm like, okay, fan video. There just happened to be referees there in the parking lot.
Stop them. You want to say, keep going, separate them. Yeah.
I do appreciate the effort that goes into this type of segment to be like, oh, look, it's real. It's not.
Although I am hyped for it.
I know, right? Me too. I look forward to watching Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle. Yeah. I think it'll be a really good match.
All right, so main event of Raw was Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah ended up beating Dakota Kai and Io Sky to become the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and the crowd could not have cared less. I think they pumped sound or something. They were sitting on their hands. It just didn't come off too well. This main event, but good for Raquel and Leah.
Supposed to win.
Yeah. So the Faces won the titles.
Yeah. The Faces won and nobody cared. But
no.
I want to go back and something we didn't talk about, and I know you guys just don't like The Miz, but something I just think it's so clever. So the segment while he was in the ring with Bobby Lashley, Dexter Lumis flashes up in the crowd. Only Miz can see him apparently. He's having trauma. But the best part was like earlier in the night when they were walking to the ring. I had to rewatch it because I didn't even catch it the first time. They're walking to the ring. Dexter Lumis was the security guard.
Wait, really?
When they pass by, they turn around and the security guard is like a different security guard. So that's why the Miz turned around to look at the security guard, because for half a second it was Dexter Lumis.
I didn't even catch that either. That's clever.
Yeah,
I like how they're doing this. I love all the background stuff.
I did like Dexter. I like Dexter Lumis's face in all these segments. That makes me laugh. So I'm gonna stick around for this segment or this program just because of Dexter Lumis. I'm interested. I think it's funny.
Yeah. Like I like the Miz. He's just not, he's just not one of my favorites. You know what I mean? But most of his programs are good. You know what I mean? I'm interested in this one because of Lumis. Yeah, and it's just so random right now. You know, like you just don't know where they're going to go with it.
Right.
No.
Also, you know what I don't like as far as the program is
Raquel Rodriguez.
I don't like that Ciampa's still with the Miz. Like,
it makes no sense.
Can we stop doing that?
He's holding this picture up under his.
Yeah.
Like, Miz is fine by himself, and Ciampa can do something else.
Yes. I don't get it.
All right, so let's pick this WWE Clash at the Castle. It is in Cardiff, Wales on Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 12 o'clock Central. Got a little daytime wrestling on Saturday, boys. Let's pick these real quick here. How about Finn Balor, Damian Priest versus Rey Mysterio and Edge?
Oh, Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. They'll get their win back from all the times that they lost.
I don't think so. I'm going Mysterio and Edge here.
Really interesting.
Faces on this one. Next up, Riddle versus Seth Rollins. Tough one.
Rollins needs a win.
Yeah, but so does Riddle.
I know.
Riddle hasn't won a lot since Randy left. So
Rollins lost back
it's
to back to Cody. How about no contest?
I feel like they have to end it though.
Yeah. Have to end it.
All right,
give it to Riddle. Let's give it to Riddle.
I'm going to go Riddle.
I'm going Riddle as well. Next up, the Raw
I'll
Women's...
be happy either way, though.
Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Alexa versus Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai.
Io Sky.
I would like for Control to win.
Yes.
That is their name, by the way. I did confirm it.
Yeah.
But how are you going to make the women's champ lose?
Right, like you can't unless you make Asuka.
Bianca don't take the pin. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Asuka probably take that pin. I would imagine. So yeah, I'm going with Bayley and the crew too.
So that's
all right. House fight here: Sheamus versus Gunther for the WWE Intercontinental title match. They're making a big deal out of it that Sheamus only needs this title to complete his Grand Slam as winning every title belt. What do you guys think here, man? I'm gonna stick with Gunther.
Yeah, I say Gunther retains, but I am a Sheamus mark. I like him. I'd actually like for him to win. That'd be super cool. I'd be happy for him. But they're real. Everybody's real high on Gunther.
Yeah,
sure.
I also think that Gunther is going to win. I'd be okay with Sheamus.
I'm like the only one in the world not high on Gunther.
See, I like Gunther, but I like him, but I don't care about him.
This is too, and I'm gonna show you guys how reasonable I am. I can see how people look at Gunther, how I look at Gargano. As vanilla, as bland, as just a.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but, I do, and I do agree that Gunther is he is a hoss, and he is he batters the shit out of his opponents. Yeah. It's just not my style, I guess. But at the same time, I do like watching, for instance, Sheamus and Drew beat the shit out of each other. So
yeah. I see your point though, but I'm still going to stick with Gunther.
I mean that's who's going to win. I agree.
All right, SmackDown Women's Titles matches. It's time for Liv Morgan to lose the title to Shayna Baszler.
So have you seen these promotional videos they've been doing of them training?
Yeah.
One Liv was training with Riddle and Ronda. Ronda was training with Shayna.
Yep.
That makes you think that they're teaching Liv a counter to Shayna's move, but in real life, Shayna wraps Liv up like a pretzel in 2 seconds.
Oh yeah,
without question. Yes.
But
honestly, I'd like for Shayna to win. I like Shayna, so I'll go with Shayna, even though she's probably not gonna win.
I'm gonna go with Liv Morgan.
Yeah,
I'm sticking with Liv.
Yeah, not yet. I just think not yet. All right, main event, boys. Drew's at home versus Roman Reigns as the champion. I think we're all in agreement. Roman's keeping the title here.
Yeah, if we're wrong, it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm okay if we're wrong on this one.
Like I'm not, like we said earlier, I'm not mad either way.
No.
Yeah.
And if I had any balls and was putting the title up right now, I'm not, but I would actually take Drew in this. I'm not going to though, since there's no stakes
on the line.
Yeah, but if the title's on the line, I would take Drew.
Here's what I gotta say about this pay-per-view. Originally, I was not hyped, but as we've gotten closer, I will say there's a bunch of matches where I am looking forward to seeing them, and I'm not like gonna be disappointed with the outcome either way.
Sure.
Like I'll be happy just to watch the match itself because they're all pretty good.
Actually, that's a pretty good point. Like Gunther, Sheamus, who cares? But they're going to beat the shit out of each other. Seth Rollins, Riddle is going to be awesome because they're both awesome. Yeah. This match is going to be awesome because the crowd is going to be absolutely nuts.
Drew, like he's going to get a bunch of near falls, I bet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
the crowd is going to be like holding their breath
in the palm of their hands. Yeah.
This is actually going to be a pretty good pretty good show.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to do it for me. Primo, you got some Impact for us, and your NXT now. So you got that and Worlds Collide to pick from. Let's go.
Okay, so do we want to stay in the realm of WWE?
You can start. We can start with Impact. Then we're
Impact. Okay, Impact is real quick. Anyway, we got at the beginning of the show, we started with VXT, which is Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo defeating, as we call her, Jacked Grace. And Mia Yim to retain the knockout tag titles. Carl Anderson defeated Mike Bennett, which will ban Maria Kanellis ringside in a future WWE, disregard Impact tag match. Sorry.
I was going to get real confused there for a second.
Although I did see that under Vince McMahon's rule, they were looking to bring the Good Brothers back at one point.
How are they going to pull that one off?
Yeah.
I mean, AJ Styles is still there, so
exactly. And Finn.
That is, but Finn is not doing anything that Finn should be doing.
Right, but
makes me sad.
But so after the match, Gallows returned and chokeslammed Matt Taven on the ring apron.
Cool.
And the Good Brothers will defend their titles against the Kingdom next week on Impact.
That'll be a good match.
Yeah, it will. In the main event, Time Machine, which is, as we established last week, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Kushida. So it's the Time Splitter and Motor City Machine Guns.
Motor City Machine Guns. Look at how they combine things. It's like Team Hell No all over again.
They defeated Violent by Design, which Diener, EY, and Joe Doring. Obviously, Impact's taped. So I don't know how many more matches we'll see of Joe Doring, but but this one was then the main event, and BBD lost. And lastly, we have a birthday, and it's none other than
Hardcore Country.
Mickey James, baby.
We haven't heard that in months.
I know,
months, and I love it. Happy birthday, Mickey James. What is she, like 44?
40 smoking hot?
Yes, still.
Not sure.
Amazing.
Don't reveal a lady's age, but I'm going to.
40-something.
57.
Okay. What's your real guess? I have the answer.
My real guess is 46.
42.
Okay. 43.
She's 43? Yeah, it's pretty close.
All right, so moving on to NXT. We start off the show with Grayson Waller. He picked up a victory over Apollo Crews. That was a eye poke stunner type deal he did, the little smalls, dirty finish.
Yeah. I'm becoming more and more of a fan of him, man. He's
a stud.
Yeah, he can go, right. He can talk. He's got swag. He gets heat. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Dude is doing it, man. I'm becoming a big fan of his.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because he's a performance center product, isn't he?
Yeah. He's smooth, man. I love that flip cutter. He does. Yeah. It's innovative. I like that.
So next up, I I had a little bit of a bitch here about the Creed brothers. I know we were pretty high on the Creed brothers on this show, but and I say so the Creed brothers are athletic as hell, right? But I cannot stand how they basically say their scripts as if they were reading them verbatim from the paper.
Yeah,
like their promos aren't there yet. Like,
no.
Like they don't know how to think of their lines and act at the same time.
Yeah.
So, but they can go in the ring. But however, Ivy Nile even got in there and told them try to get it together, and Diamond Mine continues to crack a little bit. Speaking of Ivy Nile and Tatum Paxley were defeated by Caden Carter and Katana Chance, and then afterwards, the women's tag team champions said that they beat all that there are as far as women tag teams go. However, we had a main event women's tag team show up in the form of Doudrop and Nikki ASH and they challenged for the titles on Sunday at Worlds Collide.
Yep.
Next up, we had Cameron Grimes finally confront Schism about basically they've been trying to get him to join. To the moon. Cameron Grimes. He confronts Schism, and basically he did kind of go back into that because he was serious whenever when he faced Braun for the title, and then he's kind of like been, I don't know, floundering for like a month since then.
Yeah.
And then Schism's been bothering him, but anyway, he turned down the offer. Told him he can't, if he's with them, he can't go to the moon. But Joe Gacy said something about him not having a dad, and Cameron lost his cool and started attacking everybody. Next up, we had the debut of Charlie Dempsey, but unfortunately,
what we have right now is a teachable moment.
That's right. He learned a teachable moment because Andre Chase beat him.
Whoop that ass.
Yeah.
Take that, son.
He showed him, don't disrespect his students.
Fuck with Chase U, baby. Come on,
That's
man.
right. That's right. Chase U is so. I've liked it since it started.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Also on the show were throughout the show, because this is the go home for Worlds Collide, and a lot of title unifications. So we had a lot of former NXT champs. You had Alba Fire talking to the current women's UK champ, and then Pete Dunne talking to fucking
Tyler Bate.
Thank you. Shayna Baszler talked to Toxic Attraction, Mandy Rose. And even Tommaso. What's funny is Tommaso Ciampa shows up as Tommaso Ciampa to talk to Braun Breaker. He talks to Goldie the Belt. He does the whole Tommaso Ciampa shtick.
Yeah.
But on Monday he was Mrs. Lackey, and I don't get you.
Right.
What the fuck, dude? So anyway, basically a lot of former NXT World Champions showed up to give encouragement to the current champs as they go into all these unification matches. Basically saying, bring it home. You know what to do. Represent.
Yep.
And finally, Carmelo Hayes comes out and says that he will not be defending his North American Championship at Worlds Collide because there isn't anyone on his level, because they're all on a level below him. Which is interesting because he's kind of short. But however, a new challenger emerged in the form of former North American champion himself, Ricochet. That's right, one and only. Ricochet showed up, and this just became the most exciting match on Worlds Collide. Ricochet versus Carmelo Hayes is going to be awesome.
I like it.
And that is NXT. We'll move on to NXT Worlds Collide card, if we will.
Let's pick it.
So, as we said just now, the North American Championship, Carmelo Hayes, the champion, versus Ricochet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Any of the main roster ones coming down they're going to put over the young guys.
But also, what a cool match that's going to be.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to get cool.
NXT Women's Tag Team Championship, Caden Carter versus Katana Chance and, Caden Carter and Katan Chance versus Nikki ASH and Doudrop for the tag team championship.
Don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care either, but Caden Carter and Katan Chance are probably going to retain.
I agree. Dewdrop's not winning any titles ever.
NXT UK tag team. It's an NXT and NXT UK tag team championship unification fatal 4-way elimination match. That's a mouthful. We have the NXT American champions, the Creed brothers, the UK champions, Briggs and Jensen, excuse me. Pretty Deadly and Gallus. Those are the 4 teams to take all the gold and unify it.
I'm going to go Pretty Deadly.
Out of these 4? That's a good pick. I kind of either them or Gallus, honestly, because Creed, Diamond Mine's imploding, and Briggs and Jensen. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Gallus.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Gallus.
I'm sticking with Pretty Deadly.
And then now we have the NXT and NXT UK Women's Championship unification between the leader of Toxic Attraction, Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose.
Versus Maiko Satomura which is the UK Women's Champion, versus Blair Davenport. Personally, I think because of Maiko's track record and her history, and she's basically a legend in the business.
Mm-hmm.
How can you justify her losing?
Because Mandy Rose.
What does that mean to me?
I don't know. She sure is pretty.
Man, I think it makes sense that, like I said, Mandy's, they're like, you've been saying you're, top tier when none of that matters unless you win this.
Yeah, that's what Shayna said. Yeah.
I think they take this opportunity to make Mandy kind of a solidified star.
Make her a hitter.
Yeah.
That's fair. I can see. I just know that for sure the third person's not winning. Blair Davenport.
No, just absolutely.
And then finally we have the main event between the NXT champion and the NXT UK champion for the unification match between Braun Breaker and Tyler Bate.
Just Braun Breaker. I hope not, but I want Tyler Bate.
Braun Breaker. And like I said before, this is such a tragedy, dude. All these UK championships are so beautiful.
They really are.
They look way better than the American championships, in my opinion. And anyway, but that's the whole card. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches.
Yeah.
And that's on Sunday night.
Short and sweet.
Sunday day, excuse me.
Like I said, we had the talk. I don't think Braun's the guy. I'm going with Tyler.
That'd be pretty sweet.
I would love if Tyler Bate won. Because I love Tyler Bate. I think he's so cool.
Pretty cool. But at the same time, what happens? If a UK person wins, what happens? Do they get the American championship and that just eats the UK championship?
Yeah. I think they're just going to kind of do this as a, they'll probably hold up both belts, and then next time we see them, we'll just have the regular belts.
Just one, yeah.
Yeah, just kind of retire the old UKs.
That makes me sad. Because, like you said, Primo, the UK belts are pretty.
Hopefully the NXT Europe belts are pretty nice.
Yeah.
But anyhow, that is your Worlds Collide card for Sunday day.
All right. Go ahead.
I hope the Europe belts have I don't know, what are European things? Hope they have an Eiffel Tower on them. some sausages. A Vespa.
A double-decker bus.
A double.
Phone booth.
Some bratwurst.
A phone booth.
Schnitzel.
All right, so that's going to do it for what we're watching on TV. Primo, it's time to take us to that drop kick discussion of the week.
Hey guys, this is Mr. Havens, the Argyle assassin himself, giving them all the shivers.
This is the one and only Mike Hartenbauer. This is Space Jesus Billy Starks.
This is referee Dan Perch.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw. You can address me as yours rudely. And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast.
You guys are listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
You're listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
Come celebrate pro wrestling right here on the Sit Down Marks podcast.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With Primo, DB, and AJ.
And you're listening to DB, Primo, AJ here on the Sit Down Marks podcast, the best podcast for professional wrestling.
All right, AJ. So last IC title match of the month, you picked WrestleMania 31 ladder match, man. Take us through it.
So, quick little history lesson about the IC title match. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. So, the build to this match was... By the way, what stadium was this in? Was this in Texas?
I know there were 75,000 people there.
Yeah.
No, this was I don't know. This is your match. You tell
I
us.
know. I looked it up and then I forgot. Hold on a second.
I'm sorry.
So the build for the match is that Wade Barrett was the
Bad news.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. It was at Levi Stadium in San Francisco.
Yes.
So the build for this is Wade Barrett was the champion. And R-Truth stole the belt. And then something just happened.
Keep going.
So R-Truth steals the belt. And then Stardust steals the belt from R-Truth. Luke Harper steals the belt from Stardust. So on and so forth. And then Daniel Bryan just gets thrown in there for God knows what reason. So to settle it all, they just decide to have a ladder match. So that is what we have right now. Out first is Daniel Bryan to what I think it was, I'm going to say Jerry the King Lawler says, over 70,000 fans yesing, and then it cuts immediately to like 4 guys not yesing. Like they were basically just sitting there like that. So then Daniel Bryan first, and then he's like the announcer. It was weird because the announcer was like, and his opponents, like not like shouldn't Wade Barrett have come out
Daniel
first?
Bryan versus the world.
The world, yeah. She says like, and his opponents. So we have Daniel Bryan first, Wade Barrett, who is the champion, second, Dolph Ziggler third, Stardust fourth. So they build Stardust from the 5th dimension, and he is dressed like Sinestro. Is that who's the X-Men guy with the frilly things? I think it's Sinestro or whatever his name is.
What about Stardust?
Yeah.
Cloak thing?
Yeah. Then we have Luke Harper, which no one really cared about, and then R-Truth, who is just ageless. Like, Jesus Christ, he looks the same now as he did 7 years ago, as he did 25 years ago. He does not age.
He does. Yeah, he looks the same.
It's amazing. So, then finally we have Dean Ambrose, who just looks like a baby. You look at Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley now, and he is a baby. He looks like a 12-year-old boy.
This is 7 years ago?
Yeah. So they all get in the ring, and then before I ask you guys what you think of the opening, they all immediately get out of the pool. It's like everybody out of the pool.
Yeah.
So what do you guys have for the opening?
All right, so I put, just speaking of Levi Stadium where this was held, at the time, this is 49er Stadium, and Levi Stadium was fairly brand new at the time. Like, it'd been maybe a year or less old, that it had just been debuted for the NFL. And then I just put, I got so excited. I put, yes, I forgot that Bad News Barrett was in this.
Yeah, I'm afraid I've got some.
And then
he was the champ.
I put, Stardust. And then I put, oh man, Brody Lee. Because I miss him. And then I put, hey, look, it's Dean Ambrose. Like, I just forgot who was on this match because I didn't look at the lineup before I watched it. And then I was just like, oh man, this was 7 years ago. It seems like longer, honestly. And I was just the competitors. And by the way, why 7?
It's a good question. Because that's how many people stole the belt before.
They didn't want to go for 8 or keep it to 6.
Nope. 7 is the money number.
Right.
Lucky 7.
That's all I got over
that. I got Daylight WrestleMania suck.
You are incorrect about that. We will always argue about that.
This match would have been way better, like inside or at nighttime. But I did like this stage. I thought the stage was really cool. I always love the real big stages, and it kind of makes the person look really small coming out. So I thought that was cool. Daniel Bryan is over as shit. Wade Barrett is probably in the tip-top shape of his career during this time. Like he was shredded,
jacked. Jesus Christ.
And then my last note before the start of the match was I miss Luke Harper.
Yeah. By the way, I also like the stage dressing. It was right when Terminator, I think it was Genesis, came, one of the Terminator movies, and Triple H has his whole entrance as a Terminator later, which was one of the most awkward Triple H entrances ever. But the stage was cool, but it kind of did it look like a YouTube logo?
It's a play button.
Yeah. It was supposed to be YouTube.
It's because Levi, like I said, Levi Stadium was very new, and at the time, it's supposed to be like one of the most technologically advanced stadiums.
Yeah, 7 years ago, YouTube, height of technology.
Yeah, it's before YouTube TV, before they got the logo.
Love you, YouTube. Okay, so kick off of the match. Obviously, everyone out of the pool, so people can have spots. So first, we have R-Truth diving over the ropes onto, I believe Luke Harper was down there. And then as they start to collect, Stardust does coffin drop. I can't remember what they call it, but it's essentially a
Stardust.
He was like, bleh!
Yeah.
It was like a spread eagle coffin drop. He was like giving the money shot as he went down. And then Luke Harper just picks up Dolph Ziggler and is like, and you're next, and like throws him out on top of everyone.
Yep.
And then Luke Harper does Suicida through the ropes. And then after this, Dean Ambrose gets up on one of the ladders that's set up outside and does a lovely Macho Man elbow, just right off, and like lands on everyone. And it was a really cool spot, especially since Macho Man the night before just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
By who?
Let's see. Lanny. Lanny. Love Lanny. So, R-Truth finds himself in the ring, and like he sets up the ladder, and then they play off his R-Truth is scared of heights.
It wouldn't get off it.
No, they just kept going and going about R-Truth being scared of heights.
Right.
Which he was on a plane. Like he had to fly in a plane to get to the stadium. Like you've been in high spot. Like the stage that he walks down is actually higher than the ladder was. So I didn't really get the logic of that. But it was R-Truth is wacky.
Right.
Like, and I've said this before, I hate that R-Truth is so funny because that's all he ever was to Vince was comedy. And he's so athletic that it's weird. It is weird how athletic and fast and talented he is. But he's funny, so he always gets the funny shit gimmicks. So when everyone's on the ladder, Daniel Bryan drop kicks into the ladder, and then he does like a bunch of corner kicks. I believe it was like Stardust, ladder, Wade Barrett. So it was like a ladder sandwich with Stardust and Wade Barrett, I think, and he kept like doing his like corner kicks, and it was a pretty cool spot. So then Luke Harper gets hung up upside down on the ladder, like by his knee, which looked painful as shit. And Daniel Bryan gives him the yes kicks. By the way, every time Miz does those kicks, I get angrier and angrier. It makes me hate Miz a little more each time. The it kicks, shut the fuck up, it kicks. I hate that. One thing I did like about this match that I noted at this point is, you know how usually in ladder matches, you know, they step up one rung and they're like, can't reach the title yet, better step up another rung. I'm on row 2. Still can't reach title. Better go up number 3. No, fuck that. In this match, they're like, I hate that. In this match, they're like, blah, blah, blah. They just go right up the ladder.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. So there's 3 people on the ladder at this point, and Stardust kicks everyone off of it. So this is one of my favorite spots of the match. Stardust, Cody Rhodes, he like gets angry at the ladder, so he like picks it up because the crowd is chanting Cody at this point. So he picks up the ladder and just like hucks it out of the ring. Then he hisses at the crowd, like he's like, and then he goes out and gets a fucking bedazzled ladder from underneath the ring that I think it was Michael Cole called the Exo-Atmospheric Starbird. The fuck does that mean? And it was bedazzled. It was great. And of course, like it immediately starts like shedding its bedazzlements. Like they were using it as a weapon.
Very quickly.
And it was just like it was just exploding. So Luke Harper and Dean Ambrose are in the ring, and they're having like a ladder battle. Like they're both having ladders. They're like, which I loved. Also, at this point, I noticed that there's a tiny, tiny ladder in there. It's like, why the fuck is that ladder in the match? Like it's like a 4-foot ladder. Like no one's reaching the belt. And as I was wondering that, I think it was JBL just goes, "Oh, that ladder's only in there to hurt people." I was like, "Oh, thank you, JBL. that answers my question." Yeah. So then we have Luke Harper throwing Dean into the tiny ladder, and then he puts a regular size ladder on his head, and he does like the Terry Funk like spin around while people run into the ladder spot. It's like, why? Stop running towards him, people. He's spinning with a ladder on his head.
But we must feed into it.
Yeah. And then R-Truth hits an awesome scissors kick onto Luke Harper onto a ladder. This is why R-Truth is awesome. He's so athletic. So this is my other favorite spot. So Stardust is on ladder, and Wade Barrett's in the ring, and Jerry Lawler is like, "Oh, Stardust on the ladder. He's on the top. No one sees him. No one sees Stardust." Wade Barrett is staring directly at Stardust when Jerry Lawler is saying all this stuff. Shut up, Jerry Lawler. And then there's an awesome superplex. Wade Barrett hits a superplex on Cody Rhodes, and it gets "This is awesome" chance. Or I'm sorry, it gets "Holy shit" chance. And then there's the really famous, just gross Dean Ambrose bump where he gets tossed out of the ring onto a ladder that's set up, and he like folds in on himself while the ladder
nearly kills him.
Oh, it was gross.
That's what I wrote.
It was just the grossest bump ever. But after that, more "Holy shit" chants. And then Luke Harper climbs the ladder with Dolph Ziggler on his back, which I thought was fun. Because again, these guys are getting up the ladder. They're not acting like it's Mount Everest trying to climb this fucking ladder. Right. It's a ladder. And then Wade Barrett just hits bullhammer.
Yes.
That one registered.
Yes. It was a bullfrog, not a bullhammer. So there were bullhammers for all. Wade Barrett just hits everyone with bullhammers. Just hit blap blap blap.
I like how he used to turn. He would turn his arm.
The red side. The red side was the money side. That's how you knew. This is the danger side. So finally, Daniel Bryan is alone on the ladder. But not before that. Wade Barrett grabs the ladder and he's alone in the ring and he pushes it out of the way. It's like, what are you doing? Climb it.
He forgot how to win.
Yeah, he forgot that the stipulation of the match is you have to climb the fucking ladder because he's like, get out of here, ladder.
No one. I'll stay the champ if nobody wins.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news, ladder. Hook. And then he just hucks it away. It's stupid. So Daniel Bryan hits a running knee on him, and then he climbs the ladder, and then Dolph Ziggler super fast up to the top of the ladder. And I forgot about the spot, and I was cringing the entire time it was going on. But they have a headbutt off. Oh, they're like, blah, blah, blah. And what happens is that Dolph Ziggler, finally flops to the ground, and Daniel Bryan grabs the belt. And there's a very cool shot of him holding the belt, doing the yes chants on top of the ladder with, 50,000 people behind, because you couldn't see the other one, people behind him doing the yes chants with him. So Daniel Bryan is your new IC champion. What do you got?
So immediately after the match starts, the first note that I took was, oh, so Cody Rhodes used to do the coffin drop.
only the money shot coffee drop.
I forgot what it was called. Yeah. And then I was at that time I was thinking of DB and how he doesn't like outdoor matches, and I was like, when the wrestlers lay down, I put a lot of my own thoughts in my notes. When the wrestlers lay down, like, are they staring at the clouds? Because when they're in arenas, they're probably staring at like the rafters and shit,
the lights. Yeah.
And then when I happened to look up to see if there were any clouds, I was like, oh, hey, look, it's an airplane flying over. And so...
Wait, do you think like Dean Ambrose is like laying on the ground, being like, oh, that cloud looks like a plum.
Southwest. Okay.
That cloud looks like a dinosaur.
So I put, a bedazzled ladder. Okay. There's always a fancy ladder. You got a bedazzled ladder. You had Big Show's fancy ladder. And I put, holy crap, Barrett destroyed that ladder so quick. Like, they didn't even get to use it. He took the ladder out, and Barrett, like, Spartan kicked it, and it looked like it was a fiberglass ladder the way it broke so easy.
Yeah, it shattered.
And then they just kept, it was this part when you said that Dean and Luke were in the ring. They kept grabbing small ladders, and they were having ladder fights with small ladders. Like in the military, we have bugle sticks where you hit people with ladders.
They're fighting with tiny ladders.
Right. So, and who is it? Michael Cole says about Dean and Luke, he said both these guys are a fry short of a full meal. And then that superplex involving Barrett and Stardust from the top of that ladder was so sketchy. Like,
Oof, that was careful.
Yeah. And then I put, oh my God, Luke Harper just killed Dean Ambrose.
Yep. My
and
exact.
Somebody, I think it was JBL, because he wouldn't shut up about the farm thing. He said, I didn't know farm animals could fly. Michael.
Oh my God.
Michael.
And then I put, well, no wonder he has a concussion. He got a concussion. He was headbutting people.
Yeah, repeatedly.
Yeah, and I put, and then that was the end of that. That was the finish. Good match.
Yeah. Hot start. I loved it. I thought it was funny. Like I said, everybody got out of the ring so they could start doing their spots. Everybody get their stuff in. One thing I noticed too, because I put together rings now, they had like 3 canvases on this ring. Do you notice that?
Yeah,
like when they threw up the aprons, you can see them tied so they can take them off quick if they need to. Yeah,
I think that was to switch out like the different advertisers and stuff like that. That was the only thing that I could think of.
Yeah,
because I noticed that too.
Weird. The superplex that Primo just talked about was sketchy, as he said, and was cool because I think Stardust kind of turned over late, so that's what kind of made it like, and he's gonna fall on his head, and then he turns late. And then I forgot about Dean Ambrose's old move where he used to act like he falls through the ropes.
The wacky line. Which I do like that move, but the fact that Vince McMahon made him call it the wacky line was like, that's insulting.
Yeah. And then almost dying from Luke tossing him on the ladder. The crowd was very pro Daniel Bryan. It was like that was the only win they were going to take to lead off the pay-per-view, because this was the first match of the pay-per-view, correct? I believe it was.
Right. Yeah, it was the opener.
The headbutt battle finish was pretty original, dangerous, scary too. I don't know if I like the finish for that match to go that way, but but not too bad. But yeah, that was all I had. So we have watched it, reviewed it. Now it's time to smelly market here, boys.
Smelly market.
AJ, you want to go first? Is your match?
First, I want to make mention, like we talked about a little bit about this earlier. Look at the guys in this match. Cody Rhodes, arguably the biggest babyface in the world. Jon Moxley, who is the first 2-time AEW champion.
Sure.
Brody Lee, who has become just a legend now, tragically, but still. Bryan Danielson, who is now arguably the best wrestler in the entire world. And then you have Dolph Ziggler in the exact same spot that he was 7 years ago. He has not moved up or down or sideways.
He's workhorse to WWE.
Workhorse. Yeah. Just he's right there. Same thing with The Miz. The Miz is in the same spot as Dolph Ziggler.
He needs to get somebody over, put him with those guys.
Yep, put him with one of those two. So, that being said, I fucking love this match. Love it, because Bryan Danielson, one of my favorites. Wade Barrett, one of my favorites. Dean Ambrose, one of my favorites. Luke Harper, who I absolutely loved. And the high spots, there weren't that many, but the ones that they did have were gross and cool. I loved the bedazzled ladder. I loved Stardust hissing at the crowd. It just made me laugh. It's so weird seeing him as Stardust, knowing what he would become eventually. Same thing with Dean Ambrose. I can't go back and watch Dean Ambrose matches now without being like that. Jon Moxley is in there. Like, Jon Moxley was there before Dean Ambrose, and he's still in there somewhere. And it had the right ending, because, of course, Daniel Bryan had to win this match. The only other acceptable one would have been Dean Ambrose. So all that being said, I love this match. I loved it then. I love it now. And I give it an 8.5 smelly, dirty marks.
Primo.
So I haven't missed a single WrestleMania, and since I don't know when, probably WrestleMania 2019, somewhere in there. As far as watching them live, and I remembered the outcome, but I didn't remember the match, so I didn't remember the participants. And once I saw who was in the match as I was watching it, it was as if I was watching it all like for the first time again.
Huh.
So I was surprised when I saw that bump that Dean took through the ladder to the outside. But anyway, I thought it was good, but it was like for all the reasons that AJ just said, but it didn't blow me away. And I feel like they gave it to Daniel Bryan. They really wanted to say that, he opened the show winning the title because he ended the previous WrestleMania winning the titles. And also too, I don't remember, like, I was trying to remember who I was even going for during this time. I couldn't tell you. But anyway, it was a good match overall, and I gave it a 7 out of 10 smelly marks.
All right, for me, the lineup, star-studded. All these guys end up just fine. Watching this match, okay. Negatives, daytime. For me now, when I do these reviews, I always include in there, the rewatch value. You know what I mean? Like, would you throw this match on and turn it on? If you had like 30 minutes, to burn, would you put this particular match on? I don't think so. It's got a couple little cool spots that you might be like, hey, have you ever seen Dean Ambrose take this spot? You know what I mean? Like, take this big bump like this, you know what I mean? So it was, it was okay. Match wasn't great to me, in exception of the few spots, wasn't like real big on it. So just for that, I'm going 7.5 smelly marks out of 10. Not great, not bad, but this might have been an 8 or 8.5 if it would have been nighttime or dark.
the sun was out, -2.
The sun
Dean
was
Ambrose
out,
could look at the clouds, and you're not supposed to be able to do that.
All right, so that's going to do it, AJ, for your August favorite Intercontinental title picks. We just burned through a whole month of those. Now we're going to be moving on to September, where we're going to be jumping back into the top 5 eras.
Yes. I can't
next week's we're going to kick it off with next week's category as being your top 5 favorite champions right now. Your top 5 favorite guys or girls or tag teams. We're going to throw those in there too with a belt right now.
Or
who are your top
trios
5
tag teams?
Or your top 5 guys, people, girls that are making you making you turn on the TV every week. So
top 5 belt holders.
Top 5 belt holders. So we'll be talking about all that coming up next week, and we got some more cool categories lined up as well for later on in the week. So that's later on in the month. So that's going to do it for the Dropkick discussion of the week and for the month. It's time to play Square Circle questions, boys. Let's go.
Time to play the game!
That was so abrupt.
Thank you, Lemmy, for bringing us in here. All right, boys, the OG game, the number one. You know it. You know how to play Square Circle questions. I got 3 categories for you: wrestler, pay-per-view, and potpourri. Today's points consist of 5 total points. So we're going to start off with wrestler here today, boys. No pads, no writings needed. You guys can just, just holler it out if you think you know the answer.
Blart it right out. Paul blart it.
All right, here we go. Malachi Black. Well, I just screwed that up.
Malachi Black. I win.
Oh, I just screwed that up. All right. Well, I don't have a backup.
Call that one a draw.
I don't have a backup. Have I done that before yet?
No. That's good, though. That's good.
All right.
All right, give us a question. Go ahead and give us a question.
You can come up with 2 potpourris.
So anyway, all right. So born in 1985. He's a current AEW wrestler, NXT champion. His name is Tom Budgen.
Oh, yeah.
Is he actually from Amsterdam?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. As soon as you said that, I would have guessed him.
As soon as you said Tom Bludgeon, I would have been like, that's
Dutch wrestler. Wife of Zelina Vega. So, yeah, all right. So I just...
You said wife?
Yeah, see there? See, I'm still goofing up on this one. All right, so
didn't know Malachi Black had those parts.
All right, let's move on. Let's start over. All right, let's move on to pay-per-view now, guys. So I got a question for you for pay-per-view this week. How many WCW Fall Brawl pay-per-views were there total? They ran from 1993 to 2000. How many Fall Brawl pay-per-views total were there?
5.
8.
Oh, 8 on the money is correct. Nice job, AJ.
Wait, why was there an extra one? I mean, did you...
93, 94, 95, 96,
See, I thought he was playing a trick question. He told us the years.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was they skipped a year. He thought he was tricking us.
Mm-hmm. No, just letting you know how the years that they ran. So,
oh damn! I mean, I can do math. I was just
8 total.
Damn. You were trying to trick us.
Oh, I know. All right, I got 3 potpourri questions for you here, boys.
Do you?
First question is, all right, Primo, here we go. What college did Tito Santana, Ted DiBiase, and Tully Blanchard play football at together?
University of Texas.
That's not true.
Damn it.
That's not true.
Is it D1 tool, though?
What college did Tito Santana, Ted DiBiase, and Tully Blanchard play football together
Is it D1?
No.
Not D1, so it's okay. But
I don't even know if they still exist.
Olivet Nazarene.
No. Primo, you got a guess?
Youngstown State. North Dakota State.
No, that's D1.
5 seconds.
I don't know. I'm out of D2 schools.
Florida Southern.
The answer is West Texas State.
Oh, you fucker. I think I should get points for that.
Are they still a college, Primo?
Texas State is, but I don't think West Texas State is.
West Texas State is where they played that together. This was back in the 50s or 60s. Yeah. Tully was the quarterback / linebacker. I think Ted DiBiase was like a defensive end, and Tito played corner or something.
I didn't realize they were all in Texas.
They were. Next question, boys. How many times did Lex Luger win the WCW Heavyweight Championship?
3.
3 times.
2.
Damn it.
We were both wrong.
All right, fun question here, boys. Let's see if you paid attention. We've talked about this before. You ready?
Shit. We don't.
Which Major League Baseball team signed Randy Savage as a catcher
Cincinnati
out of high
Reds.
school? That's incorrect.
God fucking damn it.
Which team signed Randy as a catcher out of high school? Who drafted him? Same division.
Are you
Cards.
sure?
Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, fuck off, your Cardinals.
we tied 1-1.
1-1. Yep.
We need a tiebreaker.
No, I don't have one today. I didn't come prepared.
Hold on, let me. Malachi Black.
Malachi Black.
Yeah.
By the way, it's now called West Texas A&M.
All right, here's your tiebreaker. What was Malachi Black's name on the independent wrestling scene?
Tommy.
Yeah. There you go. Primo wins.
Yeah, Primo wins. I looked at the cloud earlier and I saw a teddy bear, and then teddy bears fighting a house.
All right. Well, if y'all thought that botch was bad, it's time to play King of the Mountain. I really botched this one. Here we go.
Yes.
Well,
So
I just realized that I botched that.
Yes, you
soundbite.
did.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I was just going to keep moving.
Yeah.
All right. So last week's King of the Mountain, right? We're all off today.
Yes.
So, all right. So last week's King of the Mountain, right? I made you guys pick from the PGA Tour. We picked between Cameron Young and Dustin Johnson, right? Okay. Well, I didn't realize it, but a couple days prior to this, Dustin Johnson stepped away from the PGA Tour to join LIV.
LIV.
So he didn't actually participate in the Tour Championship this weekend. So
I win automatically.
So I just gave us all a sidestep. So you're still going to keep your one streak, and we're just going to move on to picking this week since I totally botched that up. Yeah, we'll just do a skip. So this week's King of the Mountain, we're back to picking soccer. We're picking MLS soccer. Okay. Sunday, September the 4th at 6:30 Eastern Time. Toronto FC. Huh?
It's something I don't know shit about.
Toronto FC is going against FC Montreal.
Does that mean does the FC mean football club?
Oh, yes.
Does.
I did know that much. Yes.
Right.
All right, so Toronto FC, obviously WWE was just in Toronto. I looked at this and thought Edge right off the bat. So, and then FC Montreal, Montreal, the screw job, right? So I'm going the Edge, Toronto FC versus the FC Montreal screw jobs. So, who you guys thinking, AJ? You are the current King of the Mountain, man. You get to pick first. Toronto Edge or FC Montreal screw jobs?
I'm going to go with Montreal, but not because of the screw jobs, but because of the Kevin Owenses and Sami Zayn's.
Literally what I was going to say.
Yeah, I'm taking Montreal.
I'm agreeing with AJ because that's exactly what I was going to say. The Kevin Owenses.
And Sami Zayn's.
All right. Oh, man. I think I'm going to go with the only I'm going to just base it off this. The only MLS game I've ever been to, I saw Toronto play. So I'm going to go with Edge on this one.
So you're going with the Edges.
Going with the Edges here. I don't know a way to do it. So, all right.
I have never in my life watched a pro soccer game. Ever.
I watched World Cup.
I love it. I watch Premier League mostly. So, but.
Yeah, who's your team again? Man U?
Liverpool.
Okay.
Yep.
You and John Oliver.
We did. All right, so all botches aside, hopefully everything's correct, and we'll get this thing back on track.
It's going to turn out that Montreal FC actually plays in like the D League of MLS. And
Montreal and Toronto actually merged last week.
They're actually the same team.
Right.
All right, Primo, it's time to close the show.
You're listening to the Sit Down Marks Podcast, and I'm the King of Catterday, and it's Gary fucking J.
Hey, everyone, it's Primo. Just a reminder, we are live every Wednesday on the Sit Down Marks YouTube channel, and the audio version drops every Thursday wherever you get your podcasts. Also, we are on SportzWire Radio every Friday evening and throughout the week before the
number one.
That's right. Don't forget to give us a 5-star review if you love the pod, and tell your wrestling friends about us. That's right. Tell your wrestling friends. Tell your non-wrestling friends. Tell people who don't want to hear about wrestling. All those people say that wrestling's fake. Tell them too. Also, we have merch, and that is currently located at WWE.
No.
It's currently located at www.tpublic.com/store/sit-down-marks. That's www.tpublic.com/STORES/SITDOWNMARKS.
AJ, give us that preview of next week, man. What we're going to be talking about.
All right, let me find the script. Here we go. Next week, we jump right into September with AEW All Out and WWE Clash at the Castle reactions. Also next week, we will debate our top 5 favorite champions right now and much more. But most of all, next week, I will continue my reign of terror on all these chumps like Gargamel and Smurfling. As Primo tries to take me out in another game of none other than Last Man Standing.
Going down this time.
Dig it, sucker! Thank you for letting us in your ears today. Happy Labor Day weekend, and be safe.
Well, I want to say thank you to all the Iron Spirit Pro fans that came out to the Sweet Corn Circus last weekend. We'll be talking about our next show more next week. Happy birthday, Mickey James. Happy birthday to the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant. He just turned 80. We're going to get that Pistol Pez Watley for cutting your hair one of these days, man. I'm telling you. But on the way out here, boys, lots of wrestling to watch this weekend, man. What's your excitement level between 1 and 10? Let's smelly mark it here.
Between all of them?
As a whole, yeah.
I'm at like a 9 right now. There's so much good shit going on this weekend. Even WWE, which is still going to be a good card.
I got to agree with that, actually. I was thinking, besides the birthday party I'm going to on Saturday, happy birthday, Ben, by the way, that's today. Besides that, there's WWE during the day on Saturday. I got a Texas Longhorn football game to watch Saturday night. NXT to watch Sunday day, and AEW to watch Sunday night. So it's like a full weekend. And then luckily I'm off work Monday to recover.
All right, tons there. I'm sticking with the 9 too, man. Like just so much, I got to figure out what I'm gonna be able to watch live and what I'm gonna be able to watch after, because I can't watch it all live.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch.
Life and family gets in the middle of that, but
replay Clash at the Castle, because that's during when I'll be at the birthday party.
All right, look forward to it, man. It's going to be fun. Make sure you guys come back here next week, and we'll be talking about all this wrestling that has been happening. Have fun out there. Be safe. Everybody headed to Chicago, man. I envy you. I wish I was going and to all of it, but I'll be watching most of it on TV. So looking forward to it. AJ, if you're ready, man, let's grab them cakes or thump us. Which one are we going with today?
Hardcore cake grab.
Thumping.
Does it work?
Hardcore thumping.
G-R-A-B-T-A-G-L-C-A-K-E-S. Oh, grab them cakes. Oh, what's that all you do? Grab them cakes. And listen, I don't care what it
Mickey James' birthday. I'm older than Mickey James.
You're older than a lot of things. Like dirt. Get it?